What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, make sure you hit that subscribe button. But today I'm going to be going through 10 books that you should read throughout high school. And these were honestly life-changing, high school-changing books that I think every single high school student should read to succeed in high school and do great in college apps and just become a better person in general. So let's get into it. I'm going to first introduce the genre of high school success, which are essentially books that are designed for you to succeed in high school. And the first book is 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This book essentially highlights 7 habits that are essential to productivity, to making great relationships, and just succeeding at any goal that you set for yourself. It's very approachable. The book is filled with examples that help explain each habit, and there's also a version for teens that you can check out if you're looking for more of an easy read. But honestly, I recommend the adult version, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. The second book that I would recommend is How to Become a Straight A Student by Cal Newport. Cal Newport writes a bunch of books on high school and college success, and I think this is a great book if you're struggling with grades, if you're under a lot of academic pressure, because in this book he really talks about unconventional strategies to use to score high while studying less. And this book is very digestible. It has short chapters, around 20 to 40 pages long, and it has focused and actionable tips explained in a way that's accessible to a teenager. The third book I would recommend is The Life-Changing Book of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. This book is like the book to read if you ever struggle with clutter in your room or just in general if you're not an organized person. Now, I was totally like that too until I read this book. So it was absolutely life-changing. She really talks about tidying up in a way that makes you want to tidy up. Based off her method, you only have to tidy up once and you're done for all. The fourth book I would recommend is How to Be a High School Superstar by Cal Newport once again. So again, Cal Newport is a great author. His words are so digestible, so accessible, and this book is about how to get into college by standing out without burning out. I made a video on passion projects, and this is kind of where I got the idea from. So Cal Newport kind of talks about how a lot of high school students these days, they're not getting enough sleep. They're just working their ass off. It's so hard for us to get into college. It's like this race, right? But there are other ways to get into college too, by standing out. And how do you stand out? With passion projects. If you want a more detailed read into his thoughts and his philosophy, which I think works, I follow that, and give this book a read. Now we're going to move on to the college application related category. So if you're already starting to work on college apps as a junior, these are some really great book recommendations. The first book I have is College Essay Essentials by Ethan Sawyer. He's also known as the College Essay Guy, and you can find him on Google. He has a bunch of great blog posts as well, but this book is like the culmination of all his blog posts. He goes through how you should brainstorm for your essays. He analyzes students' choice of word, choice of structure, stuff like that. It's like a complete guide to the college application essay. I read this book from cover to cover. I made notes, as you can see, and it really helped me write my essay, so I would highly recommend this book. The fifth book I would recommend is also college apps related, and it's On Writing the College Application Essay. I love this book because the writing was so beautiful. The author, Harry Bod, was a former Ivy League admissions officer, and again, I just marked this book up. It really helped me get an idea of how to write the essay, so highly recommend if you're stuck on writing the essay. The seventh book I recommend every high school student to read is A is for Admission. This book is by Michelle Hernandez. She was assistant director of admissions at Dartmouth College. I think you should read this book if you're aiming to go to a top school. If you're not, maybe this book is not for you. She really goes through the process of how top schools evaluate applicants. So she writes this book from a former admissions officer's perspective. She writes about how the culture is like within an admissions office and just how the day-to-day life is. And she writes it in a way that helps you understand better what admissions officers are going through when they're reading your application. And I think by understanding your audience better, you can better present yourself to them. You know what I mean? So if you're aiming to go to the top school, A is for Admission is for you. Now we're gonna hop into the inspiration category. Now the eighth recommendation for every high school student out there would be Never Again. This book is by two siblings, David Hogue and Lauren Hogue. They're from Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. If you've heard, there was a shooting there several years back, but they basically write about their experience. It just like draws you in because they talk about Valentine's Day, the day that the shooting happened. They are two high school students like myself, and they were able to make such a big national impact. So that really inspired me to take action within my own community in things that I cared about. If you're looking for inspiration to start your own passion project, this book is for you. The 9th book on our list is I Am Malala by Malala Yousafzai. Again, this book is like a memoir about Malala's political activism, what happened after she got shot by the Taliban, how she reacted. If you're looking for an inspiration, this book, so good. I think I've probably read it in like one night. So if you're looking for a good solid story, give it a read. Last but not least, we have The Beautiful Chaos of Growing Up. This book is like a series of poems. It's just so relatable. It just makes you laugh. It makes you cry. It just makes your heart warm. His writing is beautiful, and these poems, they're just so cute. They're not poems in the way that you won't understand them, you know? They're poems in a way that like you just get it, like instantly. You're like, yeah, I got you. Like, I understand what you're saying. But if you're looking for something fun, I think I read this like in one sitting. Probably took like 2 hours maybe. It's not that dense at all. So give it a read. I hope this video was helpful to you guys. I know quarantine is a really great time to buckle down and read some books for fun. These are definitely books to check out. Leave in the comments below which books you would like to read next. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't already. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.